Hey, how you doing, everybody? We've got the 1v1 duel S tier and below sub-only tournament for this week. Starting off with Blood Wolf on Cupid versus OP Gambit's Izanami. I think this is OP Gambit's first time participating in a 1v1 tournament. He played in the 2v2. Is generally a very talented player overall, but isn't one that you see often in 1v1 or almost ever, as far as I know. Blood Wolf has been trying to make it the cold hard struggle for Blood Wolf, as he's had very tough round ones consistently. I think this is a good one for him to really try to prove himself. You know, if he can beat Gambit in this setting, it'll be pretty big for him. Both of these guys are actually diamond with their gods, and both of them are unconventional ADCs. This being an S tier and below tournament, it makes sense that these are the types of ADCs that you'll see, as they're the highest ones available now. So while they're unconventional for duel as a whole, definitely won't be too unconventional for this tournament. In this matchup, I do think that Cupid definitely gets the better of Izanami. I think his ultimate shuts down her escape very well, especially because she can't use her escape before the Cupid ultimate actually lands and cripples her. So she'll get hit mid-animation. Wow, he's just going for this, and he does take it. So that's great for Gambit. Losing that blue buff, feels the worst. And generally, Gambit should not have been able to do that. So unfortunately, Blood Wolf's just gonna have to hold that. And you got those awful feels of knowing that shouldn't have happened. But the reason that it was able to happen is because Izanami has really great lane pressure. She's got crazy good lane clear, so she can just command the jungle so well off of that, and Gambit making really good use of that. Looking like a dual main right now, maybe just naturally riding off the Izanami, knowing how to play her in that pressure scenario. If you can't get in touch with Pretzels, try to talk to him through chat. Pretzels, talk to Lombax in chat. Yeah, so this is an S tier and below tournament. I like this this setting a lot for duel. I think it works out really well. There's such a large amount of gods in S tier. This is, of course, based off of my own tier list. So there's nothing set in stone. It's my own interpretation of S tier and below. And yeah, I think it actually works out really well. You've got gods ranging from Chunga to Artio in this one, and Artio is a really controversial one that I'm assuming is going to get banned out more than not, because people don't know how to fight her that well yet. And people are generally afraid of her as well, because her capability as a guardian is, it's horrifying. You never see a guardian be able to do as much as she can, and she seems like virtually unkillable in certain contexts. But I do think that she's very much overhyped at this point, and people are just kind of reacting to what they see when people don't correctly counterplay her. So yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Ooh, Blood Wolf going all in here, actually, with a lot of damage. The sprint not going to be enough, but OP Gambit survives. The creep's almost chunking out the rest of his health. But that's actually a win for Blood Wolf, because he did get the sprint there. Gambit opting for the sprint instead of an Aegis or a Beads against Cupid here. Generally, I'd go with the Beads personally, so that you can pop the Beads and then use your 3. So you avoid a lot of the follow-up damage from the ultimate. The sprint, when you're in the center of it, as you saw there, still won't get you out of it completely in a lot of cases. So you have to preemptively do it a lot of the time. And even then, if you're not in the right part of the ultimate, you might not be able to get out. So. But it does work out, because sprint has a lot of functionality outside of the defensive nature of it. So, you get a little bit of a leg up by going sprint, so that you can use it offensively as well. Or maybe defensively in different scenarios where you just need to outrun the Cupid, not necessarily escape his ultimate. Blood Wolf really reaching for a lot of extra poke here. Unfortunately, missing a couple of these crucial ones. Missing Cupid's Heart Bomb sets you up for just a really rough time as Cupid in general. He's a really high-risk, high-reward type of god with that Heart Bomb. He really rides or dies by it. This is going to be a tough position for Blood Wolf, actually. Never mind. Tough position for Gambit, as Blood Wolf rains down on him with all the damage. I think he's got a dash, too. Wow, actually uses the Shield of Thorns there to clean him up on his own ultimate. You don't often see ADCs rush Shield of Thorns anymore. Usually it's the second active after either a, what's it called? God damn it, this is where I'd be off the caster, right at this part. Because I always forget Horrific Emblem, man. Horrific Emblem. Yeah, so either you see Horrific rushed or you see a Shell rush. But in this scenario, the Shield of Thorns really paid off, and that was a really good first blood for Blood Wolf. OP Gambit really bit off a little bit more than he could chew. Didn't recognize that the ult was back up. I didn't even recognize that the ult was back up. So much time had gone by without either player really, you know, either backing or just resetting. So they both were just kind of squandering for a little bit, and Blood Wolf was able to take advantage of that situation. OP Gambit's going to have a hard time now. Because like I said, Izanami is a very good pressure-based god who really makes a huge impact in the early game. Being able to clean up the waves as cleanly and easily as she does without committing to them allows her to just go over to other buffs so quickly, as well as even other objectives like the Bull Demon King and taking down the towers and Phoenix. So now that she's going to be, you know, at the same pace as Blood Wolf, or actually at least slightly behind him, things are going to get tough, especially that ultimate interaction. Cupid just having the better of that interaction there. Her own ultimate is so poor, but did a good amount of damage there. I mean, it'll do. So it'll do enough in that scenario if he's able to pour in a lot of damage on top of him like that. That was good of Gambit to be able to fight back in that position as well as he did. He goes over to look for his blue buff, but it's gone. And then he smiles and waves at the camera. A Jim moment there. And Gambit's a big fan of The Office, so I would like to think that's exactly what he was doing, right? Both players are rushing straight into the Devo Gloves, which is very common right now for ADCs. I'm still on the fence about it, but at this point it might just be the standard. Ooh, okay, so the sprint is going to allow Gambit to outweight a lot of the Shield of Thorns, so I think it was a good move, but if he's not able to counterplay it, then maybe he should have just dipped off of it, because it would have been just a wasted Shield of Thorns. Now he's got no you know, defensive countermeasure once Blood Wolf's ult comes up. The position he was in, he definitely could have just you know, turned and ran. So yeah, not finding a kill off of this is quite unfortunate for him. Yeah, the Ickful thing seems like a big preference thing right now, or it's that a lot of us aren't like correctly evaluating exactly where it's at. For me, it's probably that. But I will say it's a big Izanami thing to do to get the Devo Gloves stacked early on. I've seen that on her specifically a lot, and I've done it on her a bit too after, you know, reacting to other people doing it. So, yeah, it's a common trend with her especially. Why that is, I guess it's probably... Oh, okay, the Shield Thorns comes out, but Gambit actually misplaces the ultimate. Both end up going down. Had he placed that ultimate correctly, he would have been able to take Blood Wolf out in time before, you know, he himself fell. So that's really unfortunate for him, but it is a return kill and a much needed one. So it works out for him. Yeah, I guess for her, you could say it's just that she wants to get like the early stacks and get the item done really quickly, so that she can get to that late game capacity, you know, earlier on. Maybe she feels like she can kind of just skip over the Ickful because her early game is already so good. So she can already out-trade you in a lot of boxing scenarios, and she can already, you know, go toe-to-toe while in the waves and stuff too. So I think that might be it, but yeah, to be honest, I haven't really done too much with Izanami myself, so... Oh, wow, Blood Wolf really boldly going over to this, and OP Gambit just like sniffing it out immediately. I'm not sure how. He didn't have a ward. I guess he just, he might have either... Sometimes you can hear things. Oh my god, look at this damage. Wow, really great shots from Gambit. He just hunted him down right there. Got the sprint too. Oh, did I say good shots from Gambit? I meant Blood Wolf. God damn it. It was also a good, you know, hunted him down. Get it? Little pun on Blood Wolf. He's a wolf. Alright, so Executioner picked up for both of these guys right off the bat after that Devil Gloves finished, and a lot of times people go straight into defense here. I think in the Hunter Ditto, though, they're both valuing getting that, you know, attack speed that they missed out on in Ickful. So they want to get that online and, you know, actually have some, you know, better boxing potential. The goal difference now is 1K. It's a little rough. Gambit's going to have a lot to make up for here. But right now, the itemization doesn't seem too bad for him, other than the fact that he's down quite a little bit in stacks. Blood Wolf must have had just shy of enough for the Nemean. So if he picks, or he's able to fight here, he might be able to do something. All right, and this is a good turnaround for him. There we go. Perfect. Gambit gets it back because they were fighting at even there. Both of them were fighting with the tier 2 breastplate. Unfortunate for Blood Wolf that he wasn't able to get that that Nemean online. He kind of he picked a bad fight, in my opinion. Sometimes those little things can mean so much in the Hunter matchups. Like, he has a short bow and you have an Ickful, and like Ickful will just tear you to shreds in that scenario. So you always have to respect that and recognize their builds. The main thing, other than that, was that Thorns was popped by Gambit there, and Blood Wolf was already committed, like, all in with the ultimate, so he just kept going into it, and of course, you know, that additional damage hurts so much. So a really good back and forth game between these guys. Like I said, I feel like this would be a good matchup for both of them. Gambit to just try to, you know, try to push on over to Duel a little bit and see, you know, how he'll do in this kind of setting. While he's usually, like I said, a pretty strong player in other fields, and Blood Wolf, who's really trying to become a bit more solid in Duel overall, and as a player overall. This man is waiting. He is buying some time right now. And commits quickly to this buff again. The ward from Gambit is really good there, recognizing where Blood Wolf was at. And now he's able to turn the situation around a little bit. But a Shield of Thorns is popped. That's what's going to save Blood Wolf here. Great ultimate from Gambit and a nice auto to seal it. And wow, he'll actually turn sights himself to the Bull Demon here, and it's already low because the Bull Demon actually regenerates quite slowly. And look at this, Izanami on the Bull Demon with her 1, it's just insane. All she has to use is the 1, and she can take 75% of it within within like 6 seconds. Yeah, Blood Wolf gets really assy, it looks like, and tends to overcommit to a lot of decisions that he makes in Duel. I think that's something, you know, that he's definitely got to grow out of. It's something that, you know, comes with time for sure. There's no reason to go all in on the OP Gambit after he was already caught in an awkward position with the Bull Demon. You know, it's just, yeah, it's too much. He tries to bite off more than he can chew in a lot of those situations, and ends up, you know, messing up his game, obviously. So both going into chins now. So exact same builds other than the attack speed boots on the Izanami, which is also pretty standard for her. Just allows her, you know, her autos and her passive to be able to do so much work and to do so much more clear for her, getting, you know, obviously more autos out with that boomerang effect, being able to just use that for the clear and then use your 2 for the poke. So that ends up being a really strong asset for her. Very nice emo wonder. Nantine has a squished, oh my god, it's amazing. A squished fucking Squidward face. That's godlike. Alright, so the chins is completed here for Gambit and not for Blood Wolf, so fight here obviously would be really inconvenient. Shoutouts to the Jews Gaming clan from Gambit coming out, repping it. That's the team name for Ron and Bagel, in honor of their Jewish heritage and their love of games. Wow, okay, this is a tricky situation for both players, really. Wow, look how much healing is being done from that, too. He has it maxed now, which I guess means he was leveling it over his 3. Let's check to make sure. Yep. So leveling that over his 3, I think actually cost him in a lot of ways, because his 3 gives him that extra attack speed passive now, and that's a big bonus, going from 4 up to 20, and he didn't have that, you know, he didn't have that going for him up until now, like way into the late. So yeah, I feel like in this kind of position that it really doesn't benefit you leveling the 2. In some, you know, niche situations it could be really great, but overall you're missing out on a lot in the boxing matches. Gambit's doing a great job of having, I don't know what the fuck that ward is. Is that the, oh shit, I can do that? Cool. Look at this. What I can do. How did I do it? Alright. Boom. Alright, so Gambit already expended his dash, so if he gets aggressed on here, could be messy, but no. Blood Wolf actually gonna dip out on that one and respect Gambit's authority. Trying not to say it, but I just watched Master of None, and this girl's doing this terrible Cartman impression. Okay, Gambit, even though he took a little more damage out of that than he should have, takes the Bull Demon, but Blood Wolf is already here on the Phoenix, and he knew what he was doing there, so he said, you know what, I'm just going to go in, and I think he wasted a little time popping his 2 there. I'm not sure why he went for that. Oh my god, great shot from Gambit with the ultimate, but a nice response from Blood Wolf, getting the cripple out, and that dash should secure him his freedom here, unless he, you know, dallies a little too much. It looks like he wants to fight. Oh my god, this is really sensitive for both players again, and it just goes Gambit's way. So close, but this half an item as well, the Adventurer's Blade, giving the 100 health and the little bit of movement speed. The movement speed, I'd say, is what helps him catch up. Maybe just that tiny bit of health mattering quite a little bit there, actually, given how low they got. Gambit takes it in a really intense back and forth game. Both players taking, I'd say, just like having like a little bit of an awkward time getting it together, but then when they did, both of them actually came out swinging. And I'd say overall it looked good for both of them. Blood Wolf's definitely got a lot to take away from this one, and to, you know, just ponder. While it was a great showing by Gambit and a good really introduction for him. So GG.